Joey B says, my car keeps smelling the same. What can I do? Well, is it a good smell or a bad smell? Money. That's the kind of stuff that I want to help people out with. That's what I'm here for. And I'm not going to change at all because it's too much fun. Unless you drive backwards all the time. If you're driving backwards all the time, yes, it would be a bad design. But, you're not driving 40, 50, 60 miles an hour going in reverse, so it doesn't really matter. Next, messed up the rear brakes when he did the job. Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's a lot of guys out there that don't know what they're doing that call themselves, in quotes, mechanics. And it works great. It's solid steel. You fit it in the hole. When you turn the ratchet on it, it both squeezes it in and turns it at the same time, so it turns into the screw. It's all the guy needed. He screwed up. Stay away from him, that's for sure. But they can be pretty good cars, It was only hail damage. The car could run perfectly fine. You just be driving around with a car that's got a million dimples in it. When I want to see snow, I do stuff like get in a jet airplane and go to Lake Tahoe. Last year, I went to Vancouver and went to Whistler. I mean, it was beautiful there. But I don't want to live in it anymore.
Coming around here, everything actually is tucked in perfectly, properly straight, no gaps, no imperfections. Look at that. Orgasmic, you're correct. Now OCD people, mind you, nothing is perfect. The veneer doesn't quite meet the panel perfectly, and look, even worse, the accompanying aluminum strip does not end quite where the veneer does. This to the perfectionist, it's a little unsettling, but I guess if these kind of things bother you, you're crazy. So anyway, folks, I think that's enough details. For those of you who are crazy about this stuff, you're welcome. For those of you who think I'm crazy for caring about this stuff, well, maybe you're right.
Dark as shame, darling, dark as shame. Thank you for all the joy and pain.
Don't own it, but whatever you do, don't do what I've seen a lot of people do in the last 50 years. Do not buy a high mileage used BMW or Mercedes thinking I got a great deal, because odds are it will bite you in the rear end if you keep it any length of time. So now you know what I think about BMWs and Mercedes, and if you're really a fan, what you should do if you want to get your hands on one of them. I remember saying to my father, when years and years ago I told him he should buy a Toyota Corolla, he did, and then that's all they ever bought for the next 30 years with Toyota Corollas, and they only had to buy 2 of them because they last so long. But I said, but Dad, you had those, Fords and Chevys back in the 60s. And he said, they're not like these Toyotas. He said, your grandfather was always fiddling with them, working on stuff. He said, I don't do anything to the Toyotas but change the oil. So I doubt that they ever will. And even Toyota and Honda, they're not as well made as they used to be. Because even they're learning a little bit about planned obsolescence. And why should they make a car that would last 600,000 miles? Then they won't sell as many. It's just, that's what happens in a capitalist economy. That's right. Because, they weigh less. Plastic intake weighs like, 2 pounds less than a metal one. The big weight saving, And I did it on the car, and it was such a pain in the butt because of that stupid Porsche German design. And then later I told the Porsche mechanic, and he said, you did that on the car? How did you do it? I said, it was a giant pain in the butt. He said, we just pull the whole engine out of the car and do it and then put it back in. I said, well, that's a lot of work. He says, what do we care? We charge the customer $2,000 labor. We don't care. Now, Audis do that all the time at the dealer because they have so much crap on the bottom of the car that you have to take off to get a drain hole. It might take you an hour, that they suck them out. Yeah, it can be done. Still, there's going to be some sludge and crud you're not going to get out. It's always best to take the drain plug out, let it all drain by gravity when the oil's warm, and it will get more sludge out. If you're going to pay somebody to change the oil, heck, let them do the work. And if they're not, get yourself a vacuum pump. I got one. It cost me $80. And suck it out yourself rather than paying them. But you're better taking the drain bolt because there's always more stuff that's going to come out. And it's not going to come out when you suck it up because some of it is going to remain on the bottom. It's just common sense. That's why they put the drain bolt in them in the first place.